Hello queens. I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing y'all how I created this rhinestone cut crease on small hooded eyes. So without further ado, we're jumping straight into the tutorial. I'm going to start this off by cleaning my client's face. Now that her face is all clean, I'm going in with my Nicka K brow pencil in the shade black, and I'm going to be using it to outline and fill in her eyebrows. Now that I've made my way to the front of her brows, I'm going in with a lighter shade pencil, and I'm using it to create little hair-like strokes. This will help it blend easier into the back, and I'm going to alternate between the lighter shade and the darker shade to get it to my liking. And then I'm going to go in with the spoolie and blend everything out and move on to the other eyebrow. Before I clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with some clear eyelash glue, and I'm using this to lay her brow hairs down in place. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with these two Nicka K concealers in the shades 02 and 07. First, I'm taking the shade 02, and I'm using this to clean up underneath her arch. And I'm going to take this about halfway underneath her brow. Now to clean up the remainder of the way on the top and the bottom of her eyebrows, I'm going in with the shade 07. As y'all can see, we have one nice clean eyebrow. I'm going to go ahead and finish blending out the concealer, and then I'm going to clean up the other side as well. Make sure that when y'all are blending out the concealer that you also use what excess concealer is left on your brush and you blend out the front of the brow. So this is how the eyebrows are looking after they've been cleaned up. Now I'm just going to go in with my RCMA no color powder, and I'm going to be applying this through the front of her brows to lighten them up. I'm going in with some more of my Nicka K concealer in the shade 02, and I'm using this as her eyeshadow base. So as y'all can see, I just went in with a thin amount and I'm applying it all over her lids. Make sure that you take your time when blending out whatever you choose to use as your eyeshadow base, because if you have an even eyeshadow base, then you should have even eyeshadows as well. It all starts at the base, y'all. It all starts at the base. So once I have this all blended out, I'm going in with some more of my RCMA no color powder, and I'm using it to set the concealer in place. For today's eyeshadow look, I'm going in with my IMAGIC Pro palette, and I got this palette from AliExpress a few years back, but I'm pretty sure that they sell it on Shein. First, I'm taking the shade Maple, and I'm going to be using this as my transition shade. Since we are doing a cut crease, you want to make sure that you bring that transition shade all the way up towards the front of your client's eye as well as in her crease. I'm going in with some dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just applying this to her crease to deepen it up. This shade came from my Jaclyn Hill times Morphe palette. Unfortunately, the IMAGIC palette didn't have a brown that was dark enough, in my opinion. But all the other shades that I'm going to be using in this video came from the IMAGIC palette. I'm going back in with my transition shade, and I'm using it to blend out that dark brown. Once again, make sure that when you're applying those eyeshadows that you bring them up all the way towards the front of your client's eye, unless it's a color that you would like to specifically be seen in the crease, like this color that I'm going in with now. I'm taking black and I'm using it to further deepen up the edge of her eyes. To cut her crease, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Rose, and I'm going to be using the technique that I showed y'all a few tutorials back. If you have not seen it, then I'll just explain it now. You want to go in with a fluffy brush and just apply the concealer onto your client's lids, and you want to tap out the shape of your cut crease, but you don't have to really focus on the edges. And once you have the shape mapped out, you can go in with a nice sharp flat brush and just use it to clean up your edges. I feel like this technique definitely saves a lot of time. Y'all know it can be pretty tedious when cutting a crease because you want your shape as sharp and as round as possible, and this way basically maps out the shape for you. So all you gotta do is connect the dots. If you are someone that struggles with a cut crease, try out this technique and let me know how it worked for you. Once I have it all to my liking, I'm just gonna go in with my brush and I'm using it to blend out the concealer. I went ahead and evened up her eyes off camera. Now I'm going in with the shade Ginger and I'm applying this to the edge of her cut crease. Now I'm going in with a lighter eyeshadow shade. I believe it's the color Toffee, and I'm just applying this in front of the last shade that we used. Now I'm going in with the shade Pearl, which is just a matte white eyeshadow, and I'm applying it to the inner corners of her cut crease. I'm also going to be applying it like midway onto her cut crease just to make sure that all the eyeshadows are blended together. Now I'm just going in with my black liquid liner, and I got this from Shein. Y'all know I get everything from Shein, and I'm just using this to line her eyes. I decided to go for a wing. As y'all can see, we have two nice sharp wings, and if you would like to leave the eyes like this, you most definitely can, but y'all know I'm extra, so I'm going in with these rhinestones that I also got from Shein, and I'm just going to be applying these onto her eyes. For an adhesive, I'm going in with some clear eyelash glue, and I'm just using it to map out where I will be placing the stones, and then I'm just gonna go in and place them on top of the glue. And y'all, I think this look came out so pretty. I was inspired to do this look by a look that I saw on Instagram from a woman. I believe her account is _she's ideal. The makeup look was so pretty, y'all. I just had to try to recreate it and put my own little spin on it, and I think it came out so cute. Y'all check out her Instagram as well. She has some amazing looks. I'm gonna make sure that I leave it in the description box down below. But as y'all can see, I finished up both eyes. Now I'm just going in with my Pond's moisturizer, and I'm using this to hydrate her skin. I'm going in with this dense foundation brush, and I'm using it to really press that moisturizer into her skin. Y'all already know I'm going in with my Smashbox, okay? Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Put some respect on her name. But I'm applying this to the areas of her face that I think would typically get oily. So I'm going to focus it in her T-zone. I'm going in with some of my RCMA no color powder, and I'm using this to further set any areas of her face that might get oily underneath the foundation. Now we're going to go ahead and step right into the foundation routine. I'm taking my Nicka K concealer in the shade 08, and I'm going to be using this to kind of set the tone for her face. Her face is like 2 shades darker than her neck, so I wanted to make sure that I had them matched up, which is why I'm going in with the shade 08. And as y'all can see, it's lighter, and I'm going to try to get her complexion as close to her neck as possible. For the foundations, I'm going in with these 2 Fit Me foundations in the shade Spicy Brown and Classic Tan. First, I'm taking Classic Tan because it's lighter, and I'm just applying this to the inner portions of her face, but I'm not taking it too high because we did go in with the concealer, and I applied the Spicy Brown shade on the lowest region of her face. And now I'm just going in with my dense foundation brush, and I'm mixing the 2 shades together. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealers, and I believe it's in the shade 02 or 03, and I'm applying this to the areas you would normally highlight, and I'm going to mix it with the shade 07 just so it's not too bright, and I'm going to apply 07 to the edge. to blend out the concealer, I'm going back in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation, just so everything can have a nice seamless blend. I'm gonna go in with whatever excess concealer is on my brush, and I'm using it to clean up the edge of her wings. I'm going to allow the concealer to sit on her face a little longer and move on to contour. And to contour, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place foundation stick, and I'm just applying this to her cheekbones using my foundation brush. I'm just going to press it into her skin. Y'all know that I love for everything to be nice and blended, okay? I'm not really into harsh contour. I really hate seeing like harsh lines on the face. I just don't like it, but to each their own. If that's what you like, that's what you can do. And as y'all can see, I just applied a small amount onto her jawline as well. I'm going in with a small eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and sculpt out her nose. I'm going back in with my foundation brush, and I'm using it to further blend out the contour. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish blending out the concealer underneath her eyes. I'm going in with my foundation brush first, and I'm using it to blend out the edges of the concealer. Then to get close up underneath her eye, I'm just going in with this flat brush. To set the concealer in place, I'm going in with my Morphe loose powder in the shade Banana Rich. I like to go in with that loose powder and also use it to set the nose. This will help soften up the contour. To set the contoured areas of her face, I'm going in with my Black Radiance Press Powder in the shade Black Coffee. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with my Fenty Loose Powder in the shade Hazelnut. Now I'm just going in and adding a little blush to the apples of her cheeks. I'm taking the orange tone blush from my Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette. Am I tripping, y'all, or does she kind of favor money long? I feel like it's the slant on her eyes that's doing it for me. It might be the liner, but I feel like she's giving money long right now, okay? It's serving. The face is serving. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Let me know if y'all see it too. It might just be my eyes. I don't know. But now I'm going in with my Wet n Wild black liner pencil, and I'm using it to line about halfway onto her waterline. I'm taking some dark brown eyeshadow and I'm using it to smoke out her lower lash line. Once her under eyes are complete, I'm just going to go ahead and dust away all of the powder. I'm going in with my foundation brush and I'm just pressing it along her face to make sure that all of the powder is either blended in or swept away. If you struggle with flashback, this is a step that you should do to eliminate that. And now I'm just going in with some setting spray and I'm setting her face in place and moving on to lashes. This is the style that I will be using today. I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera. So now I'm just gluing them onto her lash line. While her lashes are drying, I'm going to go ahead and highlight her face using my Bperfect highlighter. Last but not least, it's time to do the lips. So I'm going in with a cream foundation and I'm using this to outline her lips. Y'all know I love using cream foundations. The application is just easier. You get more control when using a brush, and then it's smoother because it's a cream. So I think this is perfect. I'm taking my Absolute New York liquid lipstick in the shade Terrecotta and I'm just applying it to the center of her lips using this disposable lip wand. And I'm going to be going on top of it with a light pink lip gloss from OZ Lab. The shade names will be in the description box down below. I'm going to have her press her lips together to help me blend everything out. Once I'm finished blending out her lips, that'll be the finished look and we'll be stepping into the grand reveal. So I'm gonna let y'all watch.
me see.
You better show out.
About to show out. It's that girl birthday, period.
Oh, God, period. They is not messing with me.
I'm gonna get sick of you.
There is.
I'm gonna get sick of you.
Okay, queens, we made it to the end of the video, and as y'all can see by my client's reaction, this tutorial was another success. Y'all don't even have to ask me. Y'all already know I love this look, and I think it came out absolutely bomb. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. A link will be in the description box down below, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.